Markiplier, I think his name is, or Daddy, I don't remember. Markiplier's first go at an independent major film, Iron Lung, hit theaters at the end of January 2026. Now, I didn't exactly have intentions of seeing it. I just thought, oh, a YouTuber making a movie. Good luck competing with the greatest film ever made, the Smosh movie. But then its run in theaters got extended and I started hearing that it might actually be good. Despite going in with very low expectations and no idea of what the movie was actually about, I left very impressed, but with so many questions. One of the biggest ones being what happened in the first 10 minutes of the movie, because I showed up late. Also, what do you mean it's based off of a game? Turns out, Iron Lung was originally an indie horror game released on PC, Switch, PS5, and Android in 2022 by director and publisher David Szymanski, who would later go on to be heavily involved behind the scenes and even make a cameo appearance in the film. Genuinely, while leaving the theater, I said very impressed by the movie, have no idea what the game is though. So to later find out that the expected runtime of the game is half the length of the movie, I figured I might as well just see for myself. I have no idea what this is. I watched the Markiplier movie a couple days ago. Didn't know it was based off a game when I went in. Only found out when it said based off of a game, and I went, oh, that's interesting. I should abuse that for views. That should be good, right? So I am. I don't feel guilty at all. I forgot to read. As funny as it is at this point that I now missed the intro to the movie and the prologue of the game, I feel like I should at least, tell you guys the plot, despite the fact that I will remain clueless. An event known as the Quiet Rapture took place decades ago, causing all known stars and habitable planets to vanish. This leaves only those who are on space stations or starships. Survivors began searching for the hopes of natural resources on the remaining barren moons. One specifically holds an anomaly, an ocean of blood. You, or Mark/Simon in the film, are the unfortunate convicts that will be welded into a makeshift submarine named the Iron Lung and sent down to explore this Red Sea. Your only window, closed. Your training, non-existent, and your only hope is the promise of freedom if successful. What's briefing? Okay. Guys, there's words. Thank God I'm not dyslexic, or this would be bad. This is gonna be bad. Basically, the moon we're on, at 5, has points of interest we need to navigate to and photograph. However, there's no way of navigating this death trap except for coordinates, a shittily drawn map, the camera we take pictures with, and proximity indicators that will beep when you're about to crash into something. Did I mention you need to be within 2 units of a specified position and 10 degrees of a specified angle in order to properly capture the points of interest? What does that mean? Now, if that sounds complicated or confusing at all, it kinda is, and it also doesn't help that I'm a dumbass who might start drinking, allegedly. You can choose to believe that this is silly juice or not. It doesn't change the reality of what it is. First things first, the sub looks great. I really like the low poly graphics, and imagining that this is what they had to base the set off of for the movie, although a little bit funny, is really impressive. There's definitely a learning curve to driving the sub, or more so navigating the coordinates. I mean, everything is laid out for you on the map, but you best believe I'll wind up driving in the wrong direction at times. There's also a note on the ground telling us that this voyage is not an expedition, but an execution. This also means we're not the first ones to be sent down here, and judging from all the noises, we're probably not alone. Hello? I didn't like that. I did not like that noise. We arrived at the first site, and despite our directions being very clear, I just didn't follow them properly. Oh my god, 10 degrees, okay. Some slight adjusting, and we do capture our first bit of research, and seeing as the second site isn't too far off, the game's looking pretty easy. Do keep in mind, however, death trap. Whoa! Whoa, 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 why are we already going down? So slight new problem. Not only is our oxygen depleting, but there's also a section of the map that is just non-existent, meaning it will be up to us to find the path to cross to the other section. Not our problem for right now though, as we collected yet another checkpoint. Man, today drained me. Take a shot. Allegedly. With my nerves officially calmed, nothing's even wrong anymore. What the fuck? Okay, now we're fine. Hello? You know what? Maybe just take another drink. This time it seems to be working because in retrospect, that's definitely a giant face of a monster. In real time, however, I just kind of thought it was Mothman. You can make fun of me for that, but also there's so many better things to judge me for. We'll just brute force it. That's fine. Is it really brute?
gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep going. We're fine.
Another picture down, and we are one checkpoint off from fully embracing our inner Dora.
Do we think this is the way? Or do we think this is the way?
Do you know which way we should go? You do? Man, I could have really used your help. Between another leak and whatever the hell this was.
What the fuck was that? What was that?
It was off to a rough start, and this was still before even attempting to reach the other area.
I'm not scared right now. You're scared.
Oxygen notification.
That's not good.
The hydration must have started to get to me by this point because I would spend an hour bouncing back and forth between points, and sometimes I would just be lost.
How did I end up here? There's no way I wound up here somehow.
At a loss for ideas, I made my way to the back of the sub and clicked on a computer hiding in the darkness. After the fact, I learned that this is where you can input certain keywords in order to reveal lore, or, just type in cheat codes. I, however, did not use it that way. Apparently, where do I go and help aren't valid queries, but it doesn't matter because I think we just found the way out of here.
Suddenly no longer a wall there. Okay. Oh, never mind, the wall's back.
Now, drinking and driving is bad. Do not do it. But drinking and driving a submarine got a little bit of wiggle room.
Prince, are we gonna live or are we gonna be like murdered in the next 5 minutes? That's... Okay, so about that.
I'm not gonna lie to you, we crashed right after this too, but this one felt legitimately unfair.
Fuck! Oh my god, that scared me. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Needless to say, at this point, I'm traumatized. I'm taking pictures every 2 seconds, I'm very confused what I'm looking at, and above all else, chat decides to gaslight me. Possibly a single crash out later, or multiple, and we finally found the path we needed to go down.
I think we found it. 741. Shift this way. Okay. Prince, I love you. You helped me so much. You did such a good job, bud. Hello?
Yes, we were nearly burnt to a crisp, but we also got another picture, so technically, we're winning.
Ah, fuck!
The second to last location has the entire hull shaking, and even though we get a nice picture of something shiny, I am really not a fan.
How do you say, get me the hell out of here?
Our next challenge comes when trying to squeeze through a narrow cave, because as far as I'm aware, there's not supposed to be a wall there.
Wait, what the hell am I looking at? Is there What the fuck is that? Don't say it was 6-7. Oh my god, you guys suck. Is it still there? I don't like that.
As if that wasn't bad enough, our oxygen depletes one more time, and oh yeah, the ship's filling with blood.
Oh! Okay guys, before we... Realistically, this will... Oh fuck! Oh shit!
I'd like to humbly apologize for all the screaming, but I was scared. I did in fact get spooked. I mean, look at this face. This is the face of shame right here.
If you missed, for whatever reason, the beginning of this, I accidentally skipped the intro text. I'll probably read it in post, and I'll probably mention the fact that I did... No, it's disappeared! I didn't get to read it either! Fuck! I don't know what this game's about! I don't know what happened. I missed all the text in the game. I didn't mean to do that.
And that in fact was the end of the game. The epilogue that I missed explains that the mission was a failure and all of our work was lost, scattered at the bottom of the trench. As for my thoughts on the game, I found myself feeling genuinely unsettled, but that had more so to do with the sound design really than anything else. And after completing the game, I found myself having more questions than answers. Obviously, in the film they took many creative liberties and fleshed out this world so much more than was initially intended for the game. Even small details, such as photos being x-rays in the film, flooding the ship with radiation every picture adds so much horror in such a minute detail. And if you haven't taken a look at the behind the scenes filming of it, I highly recommend. The amount of effort that went into the practical effects and rigging of this whole set is genuinely incredible, and it really deserves to stand out, especially in this era of AI slop. Going back to talking about the game, I think it's good for an indie title, but it's really nothing to write home about. And with a price tag of $8 in the state of PA, you're basically paying at minimum wage. I highly recommend seeing the movie. As for playing the game, That's up to you, but what you see is what you get. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your schedules to spend some of it with me. Thank you all for the support, and forgive me, because I am rusty. It's been a while since I've made videos for this channel, but I promise I'll always try my best. Thank you all. Bye. Don't worry, Daddy's home. Don't worry, Daddy's home. That's not even part of the script. I just wanted to let you guys know. I'm back. Hey. Hey.